So the next speaker will be Yli Paunu, the Director of Automation Research at Kalmar. And Kalmar is strongly also looking at both at the sustainability and AI aspect. So Pekka, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, quite much already said, of course, and Laura's presentation was interesting, of course. What is the difference in our applications is that we are now again in outdoor conditions, and I'm concentrating to the ports in my presentation. I'm coming from Cargotec Corporation, but I'm presenting the Kalmar business area, and we are making quite many equipments for ports. Oops. So this kind of mandatory slide from Kalmar, presenting some numbers, how big Kalmar is at the moment and what have happened recently. We have changed our strategy a bit, and so we are not making any more this kind of big cranes what you can see in this picture, for example, ship-to-shore cranes and yard cranes, and we are concentrating to mobile machines nowadays and making those, and of course we are making also automation systems still to the bigger cranes, but then we are utilizing other manufacturers, steel structures and that kind of mechanical structure what is available. And you can see that, of course, we have a wide range still of cargo handling solutions in our company, and of course service is a really important part of our business, and we are trying to grow that business quite a lot. And of course there's quite a big relation to the service business if you think about sustainability things and what you can do with the data especially, and how you can help our customers to have a more sustainable production what they are doing. And this nice red box is saying that we are industry leader in eco-efficient cargo and material handling, and I will show in the next slides and why I can say that one. And what is driving, or what are the driving forces behind this sustainability and eco-efficiency discussion? Of course, we have already heard quite many points from VDT presentation and from other university, and of course public and internal pressure is growing, and if you think what is happening in every day and what we can see in news, and of course when we are hiring even people, that this kind of things are coming more and more important. And of course we have heard already quite many topics about the legislation, how much that is affecting, and what things are changing, what are changing in taxation, for example, and so on, and what this emission trading means, and so on. But as already Linka already said, that the cost is really efficient factor, and how to push these forward is that our customers are really calculating carefully that what they can do and what kind of investments they can do. But I can say that quite many things are changing at the moment, and we are in the interesting period at the moment, and so many things are happening. And of course customer interest, it is growing. Of course I can say that past in couple of years past, customer were showing a nice PowerPoints and saying that what might be the this sustainability targets, but now they are really thinking what are the concrete steps what they can take, and what kind of investments they should make, and to improve that kind of figures what they are presenting in the targets. And we already heard that of course big customers are first investing to these things, and then the smaller customers are coming next. And of course customer are really putting more and more pressure, of course, for the terminal operators who are really operating the terminal, and they really want to see that what is happening inside the terminal, and what kind of figures they can show, and what kind of KPI values they can show. And of course, we have to remember in the business side what are the investor needs and how they see this thing going forward. And of course, there are quite many things and what we have been doing in past, and we have to remember that, of course, the port is quite close to the big cities normally, that you have to take care of that kind of things like what is the noise level of your terminal, how much banging you can hear, because there are houses and people are living next to the port, and also of course light emissions are also quite critical in some ports, and of course we already heard that automation can also help in these kind of cases, that if you have automated machines, for example, what we are building, they don't need these kind of infrastructure lights to operate, and that is one way to, of course, lower that kind of emissions also. But there are also interesting things what we are pushing forward quite a lot, of course, maintenance, and how to really need less maintenance, and how to really predict those things, what is going to happen, and what is the healthiness level of the machine, and what will happen next. And these are really, and we have to concentrate to all these. It's not only how to save fuel and how to really minimize the CO2 emissions, and there are quite many things what we are doing related to sustainability. And this slide is showing our history in a journey to electrification, and how we have electrified our machines. Of course, our first machines already 70 was this kind of crane type machines, because you can utilize this kind of railing system, and you can have an optical fiber going to the crane, and the same cable you can also feed also power to the crane, and then that's you can call it a zero emission crane in that sense. And of course, when we are thinking about our mobile machines, the forklift trucks have been quite a long time, of course, fully electric versions, because they are working inside the warehouses, and quite often in indoor conditions, and you don't want to have this kind of combustion engine in that kind of environment. But then you can see that we made already quite early 2000 our first electric straddle carrier and shuttle carrier, and we were quite early adapters in that one, and we have learned quite a lot, and now we can say that we are already making third generation of our fully electric machines now. And on the right hand side you can see that we have also electrified our other models like reach stackers and empty container handlers, and on those, and we can say that from all our machine types you can get the electrified version already now. And when we have interviewed our customers, and of course these kind of things have changed quite a lot in recent years, and there are quite many reasons, of course, you know what is behind this one, and I want to highlight this climate change, and they are really talking about climate change, because if you think about port, it's quite sensitive environment, and you are next to the sea, and of course you have strong winds, and you have waves, and you have everything, and climate change is of course affecting to those, and you have to be aware that you can't be anymore only in reactive mode. You have to really predict what will happen and how it's affecting to your operation in a port. And of course I want to highlight still that it's of course quite obvious that what is the importance of port, and if the ports are not working, of course it is really worrying the operation of the whole society around that one. And of course we know that what have happened in some places where you have had explosions, and quite many things have happened, and how much the whole country, for example, can suffer from that kind of things, and what can happen. And of course, as mentioned already, that if you are thinking that the coastal area, that what can happen, and also this kind of short-term disruption can really cause quite long-lasting ripple effects to the economy. And of course, one example what we remember, it was not so long time ago, is what happened in the Suez Canal and what happened after that one. And we are still suffering from some things what that accident caused. And the next slide is presenting that, of course, as mentioned, that the ports are really close to the cities. And of course, if we think about these kind of cities like Hamburg and Rotterdam and so on, and the ports and cities, they are really cooperating with each other, and they are doing things especially related to sustainability quite a lot together. And then it's quite much about the data and what kind of data they are sharing and what kind of data is available and how to utilize it in AI. That is really becoming more and more important. And in this regard, the relation between cities and ports is becoming increasingly direct, as I said here, and so the ports are really investing to be a part of this change. And but of course, we heard from VTT presentation that it's not so fast moving ship, and it is quite slow process, and they are really carefully thinking that what to invest and when to invest. But it has affected to our machines also, that now when we are thinking about a straddle carrier, for example, we are selling much more hybrid machines nowadays, like compared to this kind of old traditional diesel electric straddle carrier. And that has been a quite rapid change, and now our customers are really talking about fully electric machines, and they are piloting them, and they are really testing those, and trying to learn that how the operation is changing if you are changing also the machines in the port. And of course, smart port as a term is really quite widely known and very much utilized term, and it is really quite much about the data and how you are utilizing the data, and how you can learn from the data and how you can improve your operation. And already we heard from Laura how you can improve the safety inside the terminal, of course with the help of automation, but of course in a manual operation you can give more situational awareness related data to the driver, for example, to the operators, and that is quite much helping to make the operation more safe. And I want to highlight here also that we have also invested quite a lot, and to really have ideas and how to utilize this kind of environmental data and how to measure that one. And so on the right hand side you can see one picture from Vaisala company, and we have cooperated with Vaisala quite a lot, and how to collect this kind of weather related data. Of course, wind measurement is quite very well known, but you can have this kind of local wind measurement quite easily. But if you want to have a more distant, and if your distance is a bit longer, of course, these kind of companies like Vaisala, they have also solutions for that one, and how you can predict that what kind of wind you are going to have after 15 minutes, or this kind of microclimate is coming more and more important also in terminals. And of course, you can measure quite many other things with these kind of sensors, that then you can utilize these, and like temperatures and air pressure, and one interesting thing about the environment, what we can measure with this kind of laser-based sensors already, we can really measure the friction, as you know what is happening in the normal roads, and that you can really help the maintenance guys, that when you need to utilize salt and when you have to clean the surface of the road and so on, and we can utilize same technologies in a port and in terminals, and that is also, of course, helping also decision making related to automated machines. And when you see that the friction is lower than expected, and you can lower the speed of the machine related to that one. Previously, of course, it was a human decision what was made, and now the machine is slipping too much, and now you have to limit the speed, for example. And you can see that there's also UV radiation, what we are measuring, and luminosity in some cases can give some valuable information that how to make it improve the environmental safety in many cases. And of course, these results helps to understand emissions derived from the activities carried out through a predictive system to support decision making, and that is how we are helping our customers, that we are providing more and more accurate information. But of course, as already talked, that the quality of data is important, and we have to be aware that what is the quality of data and how much we can rely on that one, and what kind of problems we might face if we are using that kind of data sources. But this is my summary slide, and I can say that the relevance of these kind of services, and especially how we are utilizing data and how AI is helping in that one, that is really growing at the moment, and we are trying to really make new services and innovate new services what might help our customers, and that is one reason why we are participating to this the kind of EU-wide research programs, and where we are learning together with our customers and with other partners, and how to do this one, and how to make these kind of calculations, and what we can do, and what kind of service business models we can create, and then how to make business with those. And of course, the enrichment of the data, and we are really trying to find many data sources, as we already heard that there are quite many open data sources also available, and related to pollution, for example, and in many cases our customers already measuring also pollution levels, and of course water information is really crucial, that not only water level, but there are quite many other things what we can measure from the water itself. And of course, meteorological informations are available in many places, and they are becoming more and more accurate. And of course, next steps, how these are progressing in our business also, and how we are utilizing AI. Of course, we are really trying to collect more and more information to our cloud, and we are utilizing AI in that environment, and trying to learn more and more. But of course, we already heard that in all cases it is not so easy to have access to all data, relevant data, and even to our machine data. With our big customers, it's not an easy case, but of course we are trying to go forward with that one, and of course we are improving our arguments at why it's so important to collect the data, and what kind of benefits our customers can get with that kind of data if we have access to the data, and what kind of services we can then make to help their own operation to be more productive and more safe. Okay, that was my last slide.